let's get into our final topic of today's show. The Celtics are staying alive. They won yesterday's game 95-86. There's the defense you've been harking about for the longest time with the Celtics, only giving up 86 points, which was insane. But I think the big story was Jayson Tatum. Oh my God. 1 of 13 in the first half? Like that's horrible.
Yeah.
For like 40 minutes, he was the reason the Celtics were losing that game. So I just want to know, just what do you think? Are you surprised the Celtics were able to? Game 6. My bad. They were up. They were down 3-1. Came back the past 2 games. Are you surprised the Celtics are now able to force a Game 7 in Boston Gardens? Are you surprised?
I'm not that surprised, but I think that the Celtics have made their lives more difficult than they needed to, and I think that they finally woke up and made the change in this past game by starting Williams over White in the starting lineup. They went back to last year's starting lineup where they've got the bigs out there, and they go with Marcus Smart at guard and Jaylen Brown at shooting guard. I think that's the best lineup for them. It's a better defensive lineup. They play better defense, and they showed it last night.
Absolutely. I think the big thing, I completely agree with you. They were going with a smaller lineup who prefer the 3-ball. Mazzulla likes to shoot the 3-ball. He believes in the 3. He relies on the 3.
No, but they went with the big lineup to start the game.
That's what I'm saying. They changed their lineup because before they started Derek White, had Al Horford as the center. Robert Williams was coming off the bench this game, and it was reported the players wanted to use the big lineup, and Mazzulla preferred the 3-ball potential of the smaller lineup. Now you go with Al Horford and Robert Williams, and what they did impacted Embiid, because Embiid shot up 19 shots, made 9 of them. But if you do that compared to maybe 25 shots, those 6 other shots, they may have been shots, and then you may have gotten foul calls on some of them, and Embiid loves to shoot free throws.
Williams played great.
Right? Williams had a good game.
9 rebounds, 10 points. He did what they needed him to do. 2 blocks, right?
Yeah.
He was plus 18. They were plus 18 when he was out there, just like they've been when he's in there. They're plus 18.
Right.
I think they'll go with that lineup again on Sunday.
I think that would be the smart thing to do. Al Horford. Well, now here's Mazzulla's methodology. Al Horford can shoot the 3-ball. Except the problem with Al Horford,
he hasn't been able to shoot in this series.
He's been a horrible shooter. He went 0-7 in game 5, and in this game he went 0-2 from 3. So. And hey, I'm gonna give it to this guy who we each don't think is a great shooter, and you sometimes have problems with him shooting a lot of threes, but he's the reason why they stayed in this game a decent amount, because I will also give it to Malcolm Brogdon, was Marcus Smart hit his shots.
Yeah, he did.
He kept the Celtics in this game when Jayson Tatum was shooting horribly. Like, he was going for the record that Ray Allen had, shooting 0 for 10 in a game. He was going for that. He was like, 0-12 or something like that before he made a shot. He had 1 point entering the second half, and that was, I think, due to a free throw.
Yeah, he didn't have really any points after the third quarter either. It was the fourth quarter where it came alive.
Yeah, it was the fourth
4 threes.
Yeah. The first 3 was right in Embiid's face. You're like, okay, that's the Tatum that I like to see. He doesn't care, doesn't think. He says, I have the ball. No, I don't care who's in front of me. Let me just shoot. And that's the confidence the Celtics need to play with. That's the problem.
I actually like the way Mazzulla managed the game last night. I mean, he started with the big lineup, right? And they did very well. I thought that the defense was great, and they were scoring. They got a nice lead. They were up by 16 at one point. He went to a small ball lineup. He had 4 guards out there at one time. That was interesting to watch. He didn't stay with that very long. He was rotating the players in and out, and he went back to the big lineup and near the end, and hey, they won. And they only gave up 86 points to a team that is a very good scoring team, right?
Yeah.
James Harden, how many points did he have?
He had 13 in this game.
13 points. I mean, that was they got to hope that they can contain him like that in the last game, because when he gets going and scores 40, they probably won't win if that happens. Maxey had a good game.
Maxey had a great game.
Yeah, and I'd say Embiid had a pretty good game too. He was disappointed at the end. You could tell.
Yeah.
He was very disappointed they lost that game.
I mean, I would be too. I'm up 3-1, and all of a sudden the series is tied going back to Boston.
That's right. The series tied going back to Boston. That's tough to take. That's hard on the motivation and on the confidence.
I think mentally this was Philadelphia's Game 7. This was the make or break game. This was essentially, now it was an elimination game, but mentally this is, if we don't win this game, we're screwed. We're done. if you win this game, it's like, okay, we took care of the series, we can move on to the next one. I think now you're going into Boston with a team that I think should be more confident. They were down 3-1. You come back, and now you're tied with the series. The Celtics look dead in the water, down 3-2. I mean, like it was bad. It was just bad. I think it was actually 2-2, not 3-1. My bad. I think it was tied 2 apiece, and then you lost Game 5. Tobias Harris. I've appreciated Tobias Harris strictly for the reason that he was Mr. Consistency on my fantasy lineup for 3 straight years. He did not have a good game.
2 points.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's on a max contract. For the money he's making.
Really? He's on a max contract?
For the money he's making, he's not performing whatsoever. He's performing actually pretty poorly.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad to see. Now,
PJ Tucker didn't have a great game either.
PJ Tucker doesn't score. That's the thing. 8 points is a shock for me. It really is a shock that he scored 8 points. But I just want to know, what version of the Celtics are we getting? Now, I picked the Celtics in 7 because I expected it to be an absolute bloodbath. Tatum, Brown, Brogdon, Smart, Robert Williams, Embiid, Maxey, Harden, Tucker, Tobias Harris, just going claw to claw with one another. It's been James Harden, then it's been Jayson Tatum, then it's been Joel Embiid and James Harden, then it's been just this game, which was weird.
Yeah.
Malcolm Brogdon had another great game. Malcolm Brogdon, early in the game, was hitting his threes.
Yeah. He played very well. White played well, too, when he was in there. He hit the threes, too.
Right. No, all of his points were threes.
Yeah.
9 points, 3 of 5 from 3.
Yeah.
So I got to give it to the Celtics. They played a tremendous defensive game.
My view is the Celtics win in 7 as long as they go with that big lineup to start the game.
I think that's what they were
the
probably
starting
doing.
lineup of Horford, Tatum, Williams, Smart, and
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
That's the winning lineup right there. That's the lineup they used last year.
Yeah.
When they played very, very good defense, they were number 1 in the league with that lineup, and they showed that they can still do it because a team that can score like mad, Philadelphia only got 86 points, and they need to do that again. I think that's a recipe for success.
Here's something that I just looked at now, and I'm blown away by. The Celtics was on a 7-man rotation. They didn't use their bench. A 7-man rotation. Meanwhile, the 76ers brought in 7 of their bench players to play in this game. The Celtics brought in
2.
And somehow, the Celtics bench outscored the 76ers bench. I don't get that.
That's because those guys were shooting the 3.
Grant Williams didn't even play, and he's the reason why
I was surprised I didn't play him.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But Malcolm Brogdon and Derek White took care of business, it seems. And Missoula didn't feel the need to put him in.
Now, and at one point, they had 4 guards out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Absolutely. It's gonna be interesting to see what lineup Missoula goes with. I think he goes back to the big man lineup. You got to slow down Embiid.
86 points.
Embiid, the last time Embiid played the Celtics in the regular season, he dropped a 50-piece on him. You don't want that version of Embiid to even come. You don't even want a sniff of that version of Embiid to come back.
You won't get that version with those big guys out there.
Yeah. And I got to give it to Horford. At his advanced age in the NBA, his ability to defend Embiid with no fear, I'm shocked.
He did a good job against
Embiid is such a physical player, and Horford is a smaller center. And plus, he's older than Embiid by a very large number of years. Al Horford does not care. He's going to body Embiid. Even in game 5 or 6, I believe. I think 3 straight Embiid possessions. Al Horford got a block on Embiid. Now, they lost that game. But it was just the fact that Horford just does not care. And Robert Williams, last year, he led the league in blocks per game. I mean, he's your main defensive big man.
So you're picking the Celtics tonight?
I picked the Celtics not tonight, tomorrow night, or Monday night, I believe.
It's Sunday, I think.
I don't think anyone plays Sunday. I'll look it up right now, but I don't think anyone plays Sunday. Let's see, May 14th. When's May 14th?
Today is the 12th.
Today's
so
the 12th.
It's Sunday.
Sunday. So Sunday, it would be the game 7s if they play.
Yeah.
It's definitely game 7 for the Celtics, depending on what happens tonight between
the next win, they'll play Sunday too.
They would play Monday, I think, because the only 2 games listed right now are Lakers Warriors, if that goes to a game 7, and Celtics Sixers. So that, I guess they would play Monday
night.
I guess.
Could be Knicks Celtics in the Eastern Conference Final.
I'm nervous to the Celtics if that's the case. The Knicks did a number on the Celtics in the regular season, so It's going. By the way, that number for the Knicks game just went down. 63.3% chance instead of 66. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
It's still well above 50%.
The game already started, or the game is about to start. So we'll see just what that happens. But I picked the Celtics when we first did our round 2 brackets. I said Celtics in 7. I was a little nervous to start off the series with the loss at home, but it looks like I could be right because this is going to a game 7. So we will see just how good the Celtics play. Go with the big lineup. That's the smart idea to go with. What version of Jayson Tatum we're going to get? Jayson Tatum made it so much harder than it needed to be. I mean, in large part,
he's got to find a way to start faster. I mean, you can't go out there and miss the first 11 shots in the game 7 and expect to win. I think that he's got to do better in the opening quarters.
Yeah,
I think. He did do well rebounding and the assist stuff, but he's a scorer. Come on, get out there and hit some shots, and stop trying to drive to the basket so much. Take a jumper, right? Catch and shoot. I think when he tries to drive the basket, he turns it over quite a bit.
Well, he had 100 turnovers last season in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you don't remember that too?
This year's a little better than that, but still, when he drives to the hoop, I don't know. Sometimes he doesn't do so well there.
Yeah, so we'll see.
He gets close and lays it up, and why didn't he just dunk it? He tries to do the layup, and it rolls off the rim.
It's hard when you have
dunk it.
It's hard when you have a 280-pound, 6'11", I think, Joel Embiid right there standing. It's a little bit difficult, but
I'm sure.
So imagine trying to dunk over like a 7-foot, 280-pound guy. It's pretty difficult, but we will see. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.